I bought an e-bike about 3 years ago. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I've learned about owning one since then. Firstly, what bike did I buy? A cargo bike. It has been in a fair few GCM videos over the years because I think cargo bikes are amazing and I want to spread the word to as many people as possible. Unfortunately, I can't say that I also own this e-bike, but it's probably more representative of, I would imagine, what most of you have or are potentially looking at buying. After 3 years of owning an e-bike, I've got to say it still puts a smile on my face every time I ride it. Yes, I am a bike nerd, and that is probably why, but there is still something blooming cool, and I think everyone feels this, about how it feels like a normal bike, only easier, basically. So what that means ultimately is that I end up riding my e-bike more around town than if it were a normal bike. So there's just something about having that assist that breaks down the barrier to getting out of the door and onto a bike, rather than out of the door and into a car, or indeed just not going out at all. And that's true pretty much whatever the weather. Just about whatever the weather. I mean, rain and snow, not a problem. Ice, I will draw the line at. But while I will happily tackle wet, snowy weather in a decent jacket, a pair of waterproof trousers and waterproof boots, I will admit there is something definitely not as chic as turning up at your destination in your normal clothes with only an umbrella to keep you dry. Now, I'm not very often fussed about being chic. I last used an iron in 2009 to illustrate that point, but it is what it is. It's just not quite as cool. Number 3, you have several power modes on an e-bike. So I've got a Bosch powered e-bike and I've got Eco, Tour, Sport and Turbo mode as well as off. But whilst I have those modes at my disposal, I completely admit that I only ever use Turbo mode. Literally, except if I'm about to run out of battery and then I have to knock it down a bit. In spite of being slightly more frugal when the battery does run low, I will admit that I do, on occasions, run out of battery entirely. Now, if that does happen, what I've found is that as long as I'm not too far away from home, and I never have been so far, and as long as I don't have any super long hills to get up, I can actually get home absolutely fine. Like, it's a bit hard, obviously, but it is absolutely fine. And so I don't actually have any battery anxiety to speak of. There is one thing. Oh, the lights still work, by the way, when the batteries run out, so that was good. But on this bike, and bikes like it, you might have to watch out because the gears are also connected to the battery. So when the battery runs flat, the gears also stop working. So that would be more of a problem. Aside from running out of batteries, 2 punctures and 1 trip to a bike shop to service the brakes are the only mechanical issues that I have had. Now that is in, as I said, 3 years of owning the e-bike, clocking up about 1,300 miles and in all weathers. Of course, this is a sample size of only 1, so my experience of reliability might not be what you have. I've done a little bit of research and found that yes, some people do have problems with reliability with their e-bikes. But as I said, in my experience, super positive. I know a lot of people worry about their e-bikes getting stolen, and for good reason, right? I worry about it too. We've just made a video recently covering some of the more advanced technological features on the newest e-bikes, like alarms and locks and trackers and things. For me though, I found peace of mind when I bought my e-bike because I took out insurance, right? So that should hopefully pay out even if my bike gets stolen when I'm out and about. The conditions are that I've got a good enough lock and then it's locked to something immovable. Now, there are lots of different types of insurance out there. You can get it through your home insurance sometimes. If you want to take out specific bicycle insurance, then you can actually do so through GCN. So if you live in the USA or the UK, we can get you covered. Lastly, something that really has surprised me actually, seeing as I'm a lifelong cyclist and I was a professional cyclist for 10 years or so, but riding an e-bike gives me more confidence on the roads in traffic. Now, it's not like I'm not confident on a normal bike, I am. And it's not like, therefore, an e-bike makes me overconfident. It doesn't. But there is just something about it, whether it's the power from the motor that means that the bike responds really quickly, or perhaps it's the increased weight of the bike that makes it feel more planted to the road. But in slow-moving traffic, it just feels like you have more confidence. Obviously, in fast-moving traffic, it's less relevant. In UK, Europe, and lots of other parts of the world, e-bike motors have to cut out at 25 kilometers an hour, and then, of course, you're on your own. But in city riding, slow traffic situations, definitely is good. And if that's true of me, I can only imagine someone who's perhaps less confident on a bike, what it would do to them. Right then, 7 things that I have learned from owning an e-bike for the last 3 years. I'd be super interested to hear your thoughts, right? Have you agreed with me if you already own an e-bike? Or have you had different experiences? Get involved in the comments section down below. And if there's anything else you want to know or you want us to cover about e-bikes, city cycling, cargo bikes, then get involved in the comment section and let us know.